Let's roll tape. We got Jasmine Crockett, who, as of the recording of this episode, is losing. And so, of course, the real issue is it's stolen from us.
All Red has already stated, we encourage each and every one of you to remain resilient. We cannot allow this type of behavior to be rewarded, because so long as they know that they can win, even if it means cheating, then they will continue to do it. So I am asking you, I am begging you to make sure that you go ahead and figure out where it is that you are supposed to vote, stand in line, wait in line.
They did cheat, though, and I stand with Jasmine Crockett on this issue. Stephen Colbert falsely accused Donald Trump of suppressing an interview with Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat's opponent, so that they could frame this as though Tallarico was the only competitor against the Republicans, when in fact, the real issue was if Colbert interviewed Tallarico, he needed to provide equal opportunity to Jasmine Crockett. However, instead of being honest, Colbert attacked Trump so that regular people would assume it was Democrat versus Republican. And that was the lie meant to prop up the Democrat purporting to be a Christian so that, again, the idea here is Jasmine Crockett is not going to get enough middle-of-the-road people, and Tallarico could, so they're kneecapping Jasmine Crockett, cheating, violating FCC rules, and then lying about and hoaxing smears against Trump so they could steal this election.
I actually think her voter base needs under 2 hours to come voting because they're typically not on time.
Oh, my goodness.
It is Rumble wallets. Guys, you're tired of people banning you, blocking you, shutting you down? They want you to own nothing and be happy. Well, Rumble Wallet is a non-custodial means of holding value, storing value, and transferring it to other people, trading. So if you're watching on Rumble and you want to tip, you can use the Rumble Wallet. Rumble's the only company that has stood the test of time, deserving our support in fighting for free speech and freedom to transact and exist as we want. Banks can cancel your account. They can freeze your card. That's why Rumble has launched the Rumble Wallet. It's a wallet that no one can cancel. Supporters can use to instantly tip creators like us here at Timcast without any middleman taking cuts. You control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company, not even Rumble can touch it. It's yours, only yours to protect your future and your family. You can buy and save digital assets like Bitcoin and Tether Gold in one place. Tether Gold is real gold on the blockchain with ownership of physical gold bars. It's not only a wallet to buy and save, but also allows you to support your favorite creators by easily tipping them with a click of a button. And there will be no fees when you tip my channel or others when we receive that tip instantly, unlike other platforms where you got to wait for payouts or there's a lot taken out. So support the show and check out the Rumble Wallet. Make sure you guys download it by going to wallet.rumble.com. Download it today, open an account, step away from the big banks, use wallet.rumble.com, or you can search for them in the App Store. Shout out, Rumble Wallet. Well, it's progressives in Texas. Let me, where's the race? Yeah. Texas Democrat, where is it at? Here we go. She's currently down 7.3, I believe. Is that 7.7? Am I getting my math is way wrong? No, 7.7. Tallarico is up 522,000 with 42% reporting against Jasmine Crockett's 447,000. For the Republican primary, Ken Paxton is down 3 points, but he is improving with 47% reporting. We don't know exactly. Let me pull up the prediction market on this one. Texas Republican primary and see if we can get the turnout. No, I don't care about that one.
San Antonio and Austin can put Brandon over the...
Here we go. Paxton is actually the favorite to beat Cornyn, which would be massive. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, Cornyn wants to do amnesty, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly talking about doing an amnesty bill.
I mean, he was talking about doing amnesty for DACA, but Trump has also said that he wants to make a deal on DACA. So, I'm comfortable with deals on DACA. Are you not, Phil? I mean, if a kid's grown up here since they were 1 because their parents are criminals.
Nope.
You send
We've
them
already
back
done
to
amnesty,
Somalia.
4 times already?
I'm not crazy about the amnesty either, specifically for adults.
Every single time we do amnesty, they go, this will be the last time. And then they do it again.
They do it again.
So I'm done with it. No.
Schumer the other day saying 11 million.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. A guy steals $10,000 cash and then gives it to his son, and then dies, does his son get to keep the money?
No.
It's not his fault. He's had the money for a long time. It was given to him by his dad.
Mm-hmm.
The original owner said, I want my money back. Should we just be like, well, we can't. He was a little kid when he got the money. It's
He
his.
didn't even know where the money came from.
And look, it's been sitting in his account. He's been using it here and there. He's been making plans based on having that money. He should keep it, right?
Do you think that sending the DACA people back would discourage illegal immigration in the future?
Absolutely.
And
also,
like, oh, I ended up here. I don't even speak whatever stupid language.
And how many years have they had to actually do the paperwork and get the job done?
Well, the thing with DACA is once you registered for DACA under the Obama era,
you weren't eligible?
No, that was like what you could do, and it was like that was your limit because there was no legal status.
So question.
After registering.
If you are a 30-year-old DACA recipient,
mm-hmm.
are you not allowed to apply for residency?
Yeah, I believe there's limits on what you can do once you've been registered as DACA. So you're sort of just like waiting around.
Then I would say you've made your bed.
But it's only the people who are eligible for DACA are only the people who were qualified for it under that Obama administration.
I don't understand the argument where it's like someone broke into my house with a baby
mm-hmm.
and now I'm forced to adopt the baby. It literally makes no sense. You can be like, I'm not going to kick you out.
Adopt the baby personally.
No, I'd call health services and say I have no obligation to this criminal who broke into my house with a baby.
Sure.
And we're going to drop the baby off at a fire department.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. But anyway, that's my own thing. But maybe. So, I mean, so if you think that it really would prohibit future illegal immigration, prevent, make it not happen.
Well, not prevent and inhibit are different words.
Mm-hmm.
Discourage.
Yeah, discourage.
Parents are going to be like, it should be known, if you illegally enter this country with the intent to violate our laws and effectively spit in the face of our people and our nation with your child, you are not giving your child a better life. In fact, you are going to cause tremendous suffering to them.
So what do you do with all of the people who got birthright citizenship and then they grew up, in China, for example?
Terminate it.
So just say no more birthright citizenship. But what if...
I'm willing to negotiate on that where it's like your parents are Canadian and they live here part-time and you were born here, so you're a citizen. I'll go,
I mean, like the birth tourism stuff.
Gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so what do you think the court's going to rule on that?
I actually would not be surprised if there is the ruling. It depends on if they go broad or narrow. If they go narrow, then it might just be like it stands.
They tend to go narrow.
I think they're going to go narrow.
I think Thomas Alito and Kavanaugh are probably going to be a bit more based, with Thomas and Alito, of course, being perfectly based,
mm-hmm.
and the rest are going to be as the least based possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ACB is automatically against
Sotomayor and
I do think
Barrett,
there is...
Kagan.
Yeah, I do think
What's
there is
her name?
space...
I'm not a biologist. What's her name?
Sotomayor?
I'm
you're talking about
not a
Ketanji
biologist.
Brown Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I just know her as not a biologist.
Yeah. There's a Supreme Court case called Wong Kim Ark that they're in part deciding in this case.
Mm-hmm.
That's the original from the 1800s.
That's the original, exactly. Yeah. And I think there's a way that even under Wong Kim Ark, you could say that the way Trump has gotten rid of birthright citizenship is lawful, and they could read it narrowly. There's actually a good law review article out about this from one of my former counsels. So,
but it would be unlikely to be grandfathered in. That would be unlikely, right? I mean, if somebody was, let's say somebody was born in California to Chinese mom who came to the U.S. simply to have the baby and then have the child have American citizenship, grows up in China the whole time, and let's say that was in 2013. Even if Trump eliminates birthright citizenship, that doesn't do anything for that.
It should.
Those cases.
Well, yeah, it's like
how
also.
would it? How
it's
I
also,
mean, it wouldn't be a grandfather situation. How far back would they go?
If they rule broad, it will.
It's
rule
whether they're
broadly.
subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That's the language from the Constitution.
Right. No,
I disagree with that. I think the obvious goal with the 14th Amendment is to say the people that were born here after, like, we're concluding the Civil War. All of these slaves, they were born here, they're citizens too. And then the far left is like, and this means anyone at any point born here, even if they're, the reason why they said subject to the jurisdiction of the United States is that the slaves in the United States were subjects of the U.S. government.
Jurisdiction, of course.
Yeah. exactly. And if you come into the United States, you have what's colloquially referred to as an anchor baby. I don't think you are subject to the jurisdiction there.
No.
So, yeah.
No, we actually have treaties with other countries as to your status.
And everybody that makes remarks about, oh, well, they're like, well, that's what the Constitution had said. And I understand when you read it verbatim, I understand that. But at the same time, this was written before there was all these generous social programs. Right. So like it used to be where if you come to the U.S. and you become a citizen, it was just like, all right, good luck. But now it's like you come to the U.S., you get Social Security, you get all sorts of benefits. What?
Brandon Herrera is now down by 0.3. Yeah. Literally just 10 votes. Brandon Herrera is trailing Tony Gonzales by just 10 votes. So with 4,509 votes currently in, every time we get a new update, Tony Gonzales drops further. I believe in the next update, it will flip. That being said, still only 7% of the votes are currently in. So let's just...
And to avoid a runoff, he needs...
Fingers crossed. What?
To avoid a runoff, he needs, what, 60%?
Is that how it works?
It has to be within a certain amount of votes. That's why...
Well, look, Keith Barton and Francisco Canseco are so low, I don't think it's going to matter. What if he just ends up flipping it entirely, then, 40,000 votes come in and it's like 80% Brandon Herrera?
My wife just put $1,000 on Brandon.
Did she really?
Yeah. There you go, Brandon.
On call sheet?
Yeah.
But like you don't win that much.
I know.
$1,000
just to show
Uncle Pennybags, you'll win $278.
That's fine. Pay for my meal.
Just your meal.
Just my meal.
Not even your wife's. $1 doesn't do what it used to do.
Indeed.
I'll bring some home.
Yeah, there was some controversy on call sheet over the death of Khomeini because there was a wager. Will he be out of power before? And that's like April 1st. It was like March 1st, April 1st, September. And he died,
Yep.
And so a lot of people were like, that counts. And Kalshi said, we have never had wagers on death. It's always removed from office. But here's the problem, I suppose, is that guy's never, it should have been 99% zero, like never going to happen. He's the supreme leader. He's never going to be removed from office. The only way he exits office is after his body exits reality. And so I think a lot of people made the assumption because on Polymarket, it is. If you're dead, that counts. And so Kalshi said, no. If they're dead, they stop it where it is and then do a fair market value payout. So,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I do think that Brandon's going to pull it out. It's just maybe just my hope speaking, but,
I have full confidence here in a really good campaign. He was knocking doors and he was doing everything he was supposed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw him out there with Rittenhouse too.
And Tony Gonzales was embroiled in a huge scandal that broke right before, this primary. So
you got multiple Congress people calling for him to resign.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And that's why they assume Brandon Herrera is going to win. I mean, it's going to be epic.
Yes.
If he wins. I hope the first thing he does is he just goes to Thomas Massey and they both have a bill together co-sponsored that's like the NFA is hereby repealed effective, April 1st.
Wouldn't it be sweet?
I was torn about him running because if he does win, I was worried about range day going away. He has a range day every year they get to go out to, and I was like, Brandon, we're still going to do it. Just going to be a congressman out there instead.
It's going to be a what?
It's going to be a congressman out there instead.
Yeah. Range day with range day outside of D.C. Maybe you'll do it in like Virginia or something.
We did Vegas last time. Went to Scotto Range.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my God, what a beautiful range!
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to make it out any of the range days. The last one just this past year was like right when my kid was going to be born. So I'm like,
we had Tony Moon out there, rooftop Korean.
Oh
we
yeah,
actually had him taking shots from a rooftop downrange. It was so much fun.
That's great. He's a good dude. I follow him on.
Oh man,
he brought his kids out.
What?
He brought his 2 kids out.
Oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff.
Good dad.
You wrote a book recently.
He did. He did get a book. Buy his book, everyone.
Yeah, you should buy.
Can we? Can they get us the results faster here? Come on.
No, they're not going to get us the results faster.
Cornyn is still up by 3.1 points, but Ken Paxton is slowly closing in. Austin's not reporting yet. That's going to be interesting. It's going to go Cornyn heavy.
Yeah, I think that'll go Cornyn.
Yeah.
Just because of the makeup of Austin.
1.1 million votes already being tricked. Anna Bender, 11,462 votes. Wesley Hunt, 144,000. I always wonder how it is, like lesser known candidates. I don't know who these people are.
Wesley Hunt?
I know Wesley Hunt, but Anna Bender, I don't know.
It's their backyards. They probably stay in their backyards, just campaign within like a good 50-mile radius.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jasmine Crockett, she getting crushed. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
She's down almost 100,000 votes.
That's racist.
No. Of course it is.
Greg Abbott's clearly got this. Ain't nobody voting against him.
Yeah, he's extremely popular in Texas still.
Gina Hinojosa is dominating the Democrat governor primary race. So
Never heard of her.
I don't know.
Hinojosa? Oh.
Lieutenant Governor, you got Dan Patrick. No one cared about the Democrat. For the Attorney General, Mays Middleton. This will be interesting because Ken Paxton's out.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to be Mays Middleton. Is that a woman?
A lot of my people were voting for Chip Roy. I'm on the fence about him.
I think Chip Roy is one of the better members of Congress.
Yeah.
I'd say really not to say that he's a good member of Congress, but he's one of the better members. Most of the Republicans.
Dan Crenshaw's losing.
Yeah, he could lose his
He's going to lose.
Yeah, he's going to lose his seat.
He's going to lose his seat. Check this out.
Yep.
58% reporting, and he's down almost 20 points.
Yep.
Wow. That's such a bummer, man. When he got in, we were so excited.
And then,
And then-
it was kind of a disappointment.
Very
Yeah.
much so. Very much so.
Just, he was like, what did he snap at that little girl
Yeah.
or whatever that thing was? And like, man, he got made
the
fun
red
of
voter.
by what's his face on SNL.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. And then he just kind of was a dick. And we invited him on the show and he canceled on us twice, I think it
Yeah,
was.
twice.
Yeah, that's rude.
Some bitch.
And I like, we weren't even like going to be, it wasn't going to be completely filled with acrimony. Like it was going to be some probably,
A little acrimony.
a little bit, like a little debate, a little pushback. But we're not,
much?
we were not the hardcore anti-Den Crenshaw people. But you know what? Maybe Steve Toth is the guy.
I use acrimony in my first interview in the Panhandle, which
It's a good word.
it's a good word, but it just doesn't play great in the
Of
Panhandle.
course not. See, I'm never going to run for office because I like to use big words and stuff. You know what I mean?
My dad
never
was in the
gonna
Navy,
run for
so
office because
Pensacola,
I'm
we were
not a
there quite
crazy
often.
person.
Yeah, it's kind of a pretentious word. I could have used, I don't know, foment violence or
Animosity.
Yeah, animosity or something.
Acrimony.
Do you have a campaign website?
Acrimony. I do.
You should announce that to a convention.
RogersForFlorida.com.
That's
Let's
the
go.
one. That's
yeah,
the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Just for
Follow me,
RogersForFlorida.com.
donate.
Wow. I mean, this is pretty crazy because he's getting smashed.
Yeah, Dan Crenshaw.
58% in, and he is getting smashed.
You must be feeling pretty bad about now.
Poor Dan Crenshaw.
Looking for a little backup
Wow.
career plan.
Maybe if he would come on shows like this and actually defend himself, and then he got into it with Sean Ryan. Was that the thing that happened?
Yeah.
You should beef up his LinkedIn.
I'm tweeting. Oh no. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.